I work for Capital One, and I'm a director of communications, and the work I do is focused on modernizing the way we engage our associates at Capital One. I've been at Capital One for about a year and a half, and before that, I spent a long time at Johnson & Johnson. So I spent the better part of my career leading business change and transformation through technology. About 5 years ago, I decided on a new personal purpose and mission mid-career to help people thrive and find fulfillment at work by transforming and modernizing the way we engage employees. I made the transition from the commercial side of our business to employee communications and experience. The title of my talk, Future of Work in the Age of Anxiety and Digital Transformation, is very lofty. In 15 minutes, I can't go deep into any of the three topics of future of work, age of anxiety, or digital transformation. So my goal here is to share some of my ideas and inspire you to think with me, with each other, and all together as a community passionate about not only making work suck less, but helping people thrive. A tech founder I admire recently sold his company to a competitor, and after taking some time off, published his reflections and thoughts on mistakes he made. What I found most interesting in what he said at the end of his reflections is that he didn't see a single mistake of consequence in the final 3 years before the sale of his company, where they fought like hell to win until the end. He said all of the mistakes were during the hypergrowth years that sealed their destiny. Despite all our technological progress, we're more divided and anxious as a society. Anxiety is a form of fear of a future evil, something that hasn't happened yet. Have you ever woken up anxious about your packed calendar for the day and how you're going to get all your work done? Anxious about all the unanswered emails in your inbox? Anxious about consequences of your sleep, eating, or financial habits? How much time have you spent with your friends lately? Have you given enough of your quality time to your significant other, your parents, your kids, your siblings? So here's what I want you to do now. I want you to take out your phone, if it's not already in front of you. I want you to unlock it. And I want you to hand it to somebody at your table that you don't know. All right, sit with that for a minute. I'll let you have your phone back in a little bit. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where is your anxiety now? Why are you feeling that way? What's the relationship between this anxiety and the decisions and choices we're making during these hypergrowth years? About how we are harnessing the power of technology to drive digital transformation. What mistakes are we making that could be of consequence in sealing our destiny 3, 5, 10, 50 years from now? Digital transformation, you can have your phones back now, but. Digital transformation is about fundamentally changing the way we do things through technology to deliver better, faster products and services to our customers. While we can be sure in our knowledge that things are moving fast now and will only get faster tomorrow, we can't always be sure in the long-term consequences of the decisions we're making today and whether they will make things better or worse. While there are biological reasons for anxiety some people experience, I believe the anxiety many of us experience day to day in the face of hypergrowth is a signal. A signal that we need to pay closer attention to rather than tune out or numb ourselves to, and simply accept that all of it is part of modern life. As a digital evangelist for most of my career, here's what I believe. In order to prepare for the future of work, we have to fix the present of work. In order to prepare for the future of work, we have to fix the present of work. The anxiety we experience could be a signal from areas that we need to tweak and pay closer attention to. The smoke alarms are going off, and we need to, as communications, HR, and other professionals, ourselves, and help other leaders inside our organizations figure out fires from smoke from false alarms. Humans as a species have succeeded because of the power of we, the collective. by cooperating and building community to be better prepared against the known and unknown dangers and to thrive and do amazing things that only the collective could do. Developing cures for some of the deadliest diseases, going to the moon, building the internet. These are all examples of the power of the collective. In our individual-focused culture with selfies, Instagram, junk content, endless choice of self-help books, echo chambers, and silos of sameness, have we veered off course? I'd like to share with you my roadmap of how we as individuals and leaders can help our organizations and society get back or stay on course during our hypergrowth years and harness the power of we. First, we need to get right with what is our identity as a collective and strengthen that identity. We can do that through storytelling. Who are we? Where do we come from? What are our ideals? And what's our purpose? And sharing those stories, using platforms to share those stories. Second, we need to develop and place our trust in inspiring people leaders who foster relationships, bring us together, and harness the power of we. We do this by helping leaders find their voice, share their own stories, and how their stories are linked to the values, mission, and purpose of our organizations. Through this process, we're also helping our leaders better discover themselves and who they are in relation to the organization, values, and mission. And finally, fixing what is not working and preparing ourselves for the future is a collective responsibility. We need to find, foster, and equip a community of champions and advocates who will carry the story forward and be catalysts for responsible decisions and action, and will help to create champions and advocates of others. Let's talk, let's tune into the signal from our anxieties, let's learn from the mistakes we're making now during our hypergrowth years, and let's come together as we, the community of practice, and let's make the people and organizations around us not just survive, but thrive. Thank you.